Sometime in the 2020s, two geeks from social media formed an alliance to bring you geek news from across the Nostalgiaverse. They are Jacob's Toys and SuperSorrell, bringing you a weekly live show, toy news, TV and movie reviews, special guests, opinions, tangents, and bad impressions, reveals, releases, thoughts, maybe dreams. Now prepare for the Geek Week in Review.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Geek Week with me, Jacob's Toys, and of course, wonderful one and only SuperSorrell. Hello, everyone in the chat. The chat's alive so far, and we've not even started, so this is good. This is good. Everyone that's there, give us a shout, say hello, just give a couple of shout outs quickly. Caden Wilson, Bethany Beth, Stug, Joby1, Shelley, all good to see you. We will get to comments as we go. If you're new to the show, then please do all the subscription things. All of our details are in the description of the video. And if you're watching us on replay, then hey, thanks for tuning in. Doesn't matter where you're watching, as long as you're watching. This is our regular show. This is the Geek Week in Review, the one we do every Sunday, and we talk about the week, the things that have happened, the things that we've seen, the things that we have been texting each other about and going, oh my God, did you see this? That's it. That's it. It's all good. How are you, Sorrell? Good week?
Yeah, very good week. It's been very good.
Yeah, it's getting close to Christmas.
Oh God, I know. I've been Christmas shopping all weekend. I am knackered.
Have you? My wife's done it all.
I was York on Saturday and then Sheffield today.
Nice.
Although I am terrible. Big box of blind bags. Lots of blind bags.
I see the Claire's bag there. So you're still picking up those 2 for $5 or whatever it is.
So it's buy 3, get 3 free, and they've got the Night Before Christmas mystery minis in. So these are for £5.50 in Claire's, but that means I'm getting them for like what, £2.60 something daft each. It's
not bad.
Quids in. Bargain.
Yeah, not bad at all. I'm gonna have to pop in. I'm gonna have to go and see our local Claire's.
Glow in the dark ones, and I've got a full thing coming up tomorrow, but I have to share this. This is too cool not to share.
So how much are they? They're how much each?
So it depends which ones you get. It's buy 3, get 3 free. So if you're somebody like me who does like blind bags most days, it's quids in. Because like I say, if you get 6 of these, your quids in. It's your cheapest items are free. So make sure you get like all items that are equal worth, then you're fine.
Yeah, makes sense.
These are like £5 each normally. These ones are £8 each. So, but again, when you're getting 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah,
they work out like £4 each. So
yeah, makes sense.
I have to share this with you.
Oh,
Star Wars Christmas Lego.
Oh wow! So they're going full in on the Star Wars themed sets.
Yes, this was the from the last Christmas special, the Lego Christmas special.
Yep.
This is Finn and Rey in enjoying Life Day.
Ah, nice.
So
nice. I'm a bit out of touch with my Lego sets. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit out of touch.
I found these today, and you know what? These are the best mystery minis. I can't wait to do them. Warner Brothers inside little water coolers.
Oh, cool.
And they're like crossovers. So like, it's not going to focus properly, but
Harry
like Lola Bunny is like is Hermione. You know what I mean? And then you've got amazing. Like Taz is Flash. Wile E. Coyote is Batman.
They did some figures, didn't they? I have seen the figures. I've seen the Bugs Bunny, Harry Potter, and the Wile E. Coyote Batman. They're the ones that I've seen in Smith's, I think it was.
Yeah, but basically I've got loads of stuff, and to tune in tomorrow on my channel because I'll be doing a full haul video, a toy hunt. So it's the last time I'm going out before Christmas now. I am fully stocked up on the floor behind me. I don't need to leave the house now for like 3 months.
Just surrounded by little packets.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by little Legos and mystery minis and.
Amazing. I had 2 deliveries today, which is mad on a Sunday, which are these 2 behind me. So I had the Captain America Endgame hot toy figure, which is very cool. Comes with like 2 shields, 1 broken, 1 normal, and like a whole bunch of different faceplates and everything. And then the very beautiful Mezco Ghost Rider with bike, courtesy of Comics and Cocktails. So just to give, I'm going to do a video on it anyway, but just to give anyone a heads up, Comics and Cocktails are obviously doing their Black Friday sales at the moment. They got some really, really good offers on there at the moment. So, for example, the Mezco Ghost Rider is down to 199, I think they're putting it up at.
Yeah.
But then if you spend over £50, you can use a Black Friday code, which gives you an extra 10% off. So obviously on something that's 200, you could pick this up for 180, 180 pounds. And I think the original retail on it was about 280. 250, 280, something like that. But it all lights up and it's got lights and sound and everything like that. So I'm going to get a review out tonight, hopefully, so that obviously if anyone does want to get it, they can jump over to Comics and Cocktails and grab one. What is that? I should Nerf Blaster.
Mate, this thing is amazing. The best part is the noises that come out of it. So you put a battery in it and it does noises. So you pull the thing forward to load. Oh, hang on, it's cocked. Hang on. Ow. And shoot the pellet at myself. I kept it loaded. Right, there we go. So you pull that forward. This pops out. It's like a proper sniper rifle. It's amazing. So you load up the sniper rifle pellet. That loads up.
Wow.
Load it up, and then it's good to go. But it comes with a little light. Comes with a little light and everything.
Oh wow!
And then once you shoot them as well, it makes the noise. But then if you once you've run, if you don't want to use the pellets in it, if you just want your kids just want to run around playing with it, they can do because it just keeps making noise anyway. You can keep pulling the trigger like a regular sort of like toy gun.
That's pretty cool. For some reason, I thought it was painted. Did they do a painted version?
No, people online have been doing their own like custom paint jobs to it.
Ah, fair enough.
Nerf are never gonna release one that's like too realistic, are they? They've got to have the like orange tips and things.
Yeah,
you've got to have that. By I think it's like all Comic Cons and stuff. So you've got to have orange tips on your guns and things, so they can see that they're not real.
Yeah. Oh man, that looks awesome. Still looks awesome.
I would like play with that in my room. The power in that thing. I made a short video of me shooting Paige and Lynn with it, and the power that comes out of that thing is insane. 'Cause it's like a sniper rifle. So I'm like, I didn't realize, and I like point blank range Paige with it in the back, and she's like, "Ow!" I'm like, oh, I felt a bit bad.
Oh mate, I do need to get one. I do need to pick one up, just to paint and just to hang, like just as a as a prop sort of thing. Like I said, I'm still well gutted I didn't get those Star-Lord blasters when they came out because they are like hotcakes now to get hold of. But it's been an interesting week, hasn't it? There's been quite a few kind of little announcements here and there. Everywhere's going mad with their Black Friday. I mean, I know we did a Geek Week Plus episode talking about all the Black Friday deals. So if you didn't catch that show, you can catch it on both Sorrell and my channel. Just kind of going over all the different Black Friday deals and stuff. But there's been a lot, hasn't there? I think there's been more this year than there has been previously. I've noticed a lot more anyway.
Yeah, a lot more stores have kind of cottoned onto it this year as well, which is quite cool. Although I did see that Clinton's cards are selling basically, they're not selling Thanksgiving cards, but they said on them to give thanks, and it had a turkey on it. So it's kind of like they're slowly approaching this Thanksgiving thing in Britain. It's weird.
That doesn't work.
No, not at all. It's nothing to do with us.
Doesn't work at all.
But obviously, with all the kids coming up are so Americanized. They all know what Thanksgiving is.
Yeah,
the next generations to come are like Christmas wasn't as big as it was back in the day. It's like we've evolved Christmas over to be more American. So I mean, give it a few years.
Yeah, I've seen Stranger Things. I've seen Stranger Things, not the series. I've seen Stranger Things. I mean, Stranger Things have happened. Stranger things have happened.
Well, think about Halloween. When we were growing up, it was a thing, but it wasn't massive like it is now. All the kids now know more about Halloween than we did.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Like, I remember when I was a kid going out trick-or-treating, and there was like 2 or 3 houses that you could go to, but you weren't allowed to just knock on random doors because people didn't know what it was. But yeah, there was a YouTube video I saw actually, and it's a bunch of like much older, I don't want to say kids, they're like young adults, and they're like trick-or-treating, and like the people are like having a proper dig at them and stuff, and they're like, well, is there an age limit on trick-or-treating? It's like, is there an age limit? And they're like, no. And it's like, well, what's that? And the police get involved and everything, and they're like, but there's not an age limit on trick-or-treating. And they're like, yeah, but you're a bit old to do it. And there's not an age limit. Like, we want to trick-or-treat still. So Yeah, it's funny one. Shelley's just said in the chat, my headless horseman arrived yesterday. Pre-ordered it in February. He is fab, although one of the horse's legs is slightly shorter than the rest.
If you're in about the back leg, then yes, it is. One of them is shorter than the other. It's so that you can do the buck pose. You can put his like legs up. So like one of them's they're not a shape so you can do the pose with the two legs in the air and the two on the ground. That's how you pose it. It's weird, but yeah, mine's got the same. Mine's got the same thing, and it's supposedly to do with the fact that you can like pose it to do the buck. You know, the big, what do you call it? It's a buck, isn't it? With a horse rears up. Yeah. So it's to do that pose basically to make him grounded. So it's like one leg a bit short, so it's like bent a little bit.
Yeah. She said, "Yeah, it is one.
There you go. Same as mine. It is good, and I love mine. I've managed to. That's why I put the little pumpkins around him, because one leg is slightly just higher up than the other. It just looks a bit odd. So I put those little pumpkins around him. You can't see the legs of the horse now.
Yeah, I think I might have to make my own custom one because I've still got a couple of those Witcher horses. Because they obviously were reduced to a ridiculous amount in B&M, I think it was.
To be fair, all you need to get, if you want to go for the same exact figure, they released the vampire ones, and basically there's one of the vampires is identical to the Headless Horseman. You just need a cape. You just need a cape with the neck piece. Yeah, and then you've got that head, so you're fine.
Yeah.
I put the lantern in mine. I gave mine the lantern from one of my Mezco toys. Right. I gave mine. It's like mine's got the. He's got the pumpkin in one hand and he's got the lantern sort of rearing over it. I like that. It looks cool.
Nice.
I wish it lit up though.
Talking about just going completely sideways here. Monarch, the new Godzilla TV show. Did you catch any of it?
No, I've got them to watch though. I've got them all lined up, ready to go. I've got 3 episodes. I'm waiting for it to come out legally in Britain.
It's on Apple TV.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I've got 3 episodes to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all 3 of them on Apple TV.
I've got an Apple TV. I'm smart.
It's good. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's really cool. My favorite thing about it though, and this is no spoilers at all, but you've got what's his face in it? Why have I forgot his name? Who plays Ego? And Father Christmas in Chronicles.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell, yes. So you've got Kurt Russell playing an older version of what's the guy that played in what's his son called from Wyatt Russell? Is it Wyatt Russell? No. What's his son who plays in Falcon and Winter Soldier?
No idea.
You know who I'm talking about? His son.
Yeah, I know you
looks exactly like him. What is his name?
I don't know.
Wyatt. Oh, someone in the chat help me out here. It's like on the tip of my tongue.
I'm gonna Google it. Wyatt Russell.
It is Wyatt Russell.
Russell.
It didn't sound right.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell.
But he's playing so Kurt Russell is playing an older. There you go. Andy H straight in the chat. US agent. There we go. Thank you. I froze up for a minute. I think it's because I can see Captain America behind me, and so I was like,
Gonna be honest. Until you've just said that, until I've looked it up, didn't even realize they were the father and son. Didn't even know.
Yeah, man, it's like he's like a spitting image of like a young Kurt Russell. But the best thing is Kurt Russell is playing an older version of Wyatt Russell in the show. So when you see him younger, it's Wyatt Russell, and then when you see him older, it's Kurt Russell. And there's this one scene where it's like you're looking at Kurt Russell's face, and then the background all changes and everything behind, and it like kind of fades into the younger, like a flashback, and it's like that, and their face is identical. It's insane. So like hats off straight away to Monarch for like pulling that one off with the father-son kind of old and young version of each other. But as a show, it's actually quite good, and it's a nice kind of filler. It reminds me a lot of what the MCU kind of did at the beginning with the TV shows, where they kind of gave you that extended story that they couldn't get into the movies. And that's essentially what they're doing here, is they've got like a filler story in between the other movies, and it's kind of fleshing out that universe a lot more. But no expenses spared. Like there's some big monsters in it. You see the King, you see Godzilla, he's in it. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. If anyone's kind of on the fence, You can watch the first episode for free, I think it is, on Apple TV. Definitely worth picking up and giving a watch, especially if you're a fan of like the big monster movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, -1's out soon as well, isn't it? That's not long now.
Yeah, that's out pretty soon.
I think that's already out in Japan, because I know Dave was on about going to watch it. I was watching one of his videos, and he was on about going to watch it. So I think it's already out. He's out there in Japan. Yeah, he's at Universal Studios as a character actor or something.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
so random but so cool.
He's the tallest person in the country.
The other random thing that dropped as well, I don't know if you saw this, but the Agatha Harkness TV show, there's been like a featurette kind of leaked.
No.
Yeah, so there's been a leak for, it's one of these kind of, it's been leaked, but there's some really clear images of things, and like there's nothing, it doesn't give anything away that we didn't know already. So you see all the characters that you kind of knew were going to be in the show and stuff, but it just gives you some really clear high res images of what the show's going to look like. And I'm here for it. I think it's going to be really cool. I really do.
So they didn't show anything like is there anything we can discuss in it? Is there anything look like anything that sounds cool, or just give anything away, or
not that I picked up on? Not that I picked up on. It's just you're looking at it now.
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah, it's there wasn't anything kind of like no really kind of spoileratory territory or anything like that, but it's kind of been leaked. But I wonder whether it was kind of like an official leak, because as I said, it doesn't really give anything away. It just shows you how the show is going to look and gives you a bit of a taste. I mean, Agatha's looking good. She's looking quite sharp, to be fair.
Because it was Agatha all along.
Yeah,
that's still my favorite thing ever.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, it looks good, isn't it? I've just seen the picture of her with the suit sort of thing, with the brooch and everything, like she wears in the comics. That's cool. That's probably a nod to the comics, isn't it? Have they officially changed the name now to Darkhold Diaries? Did they keep changing the name?
I don't know, because it was Coven of Chaos, wasn't it, at one point?
Coven of Chaos for a while.
And then Darkhold Diaries. I don't know.
They keep changing the name. It's weird.
I don't know whether they're like trolling us a little bit and just kind of throwing out some really random names like over and over again. But
unless it's a prequel, how can it be the Darkhold Diaries? Because Scarlet Witch has got that now.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what. I haven't looked into that show that much, to be fair. I just know it's coming.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's weird one, isn't it? Because where does it? Like they've written out Scarlet Witch more or less. She's dead, unless this is gonna be something different, bringing her back, and I don't know. But yeah, at the moment in the MCU, she's, for all intents purposes, she's dead, and we've moved on from that bit. So it seems weird to now bring this out over a couple of years later, going back to that storyline with Agatha.
And Agatha is kind of stuck in Westboro, isn't she? Like she's
unless Scarlet dying breaks the spell for her to leave. That could be it, because when the witch dies, if her magic's no longer active or something, you likely kill the head vampire, or they all turn back to normal. That kind of a thing. Like she could die in the they could show the whole ending to that, the Scarlet Witch thing again, and then show Agatha Harkness turning back into her regular self, and she's like, oh, it's over, and she can now leave.
Her trying to go and get hold of the Darkhold. That would work.
I still hope it ends with her being the nanny for the Fantastic Four. That would
That would be very cool.
That was where she was in the comics, wasn't it? She was Franklin Reed's nanny, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Andy H has said Agatha House of Harkness, then Agatha Coven of Chaos, then Agatha Darkhold Diaries. Give it a month or so, and it'll be Agatha might be part of the MCU. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really up for another prequel. I don't need a story fleshed out. I like my MCU shows at the moment. I like them if they're like Moon Knight, where they're kind of like completely separate, and it's just here's a story, we're telling you it, and then it might have a tie later on to do something else, or if it's a continuation of the story. So there's no reason for us to go back and learn about Agatha beforehand, because we know what her fate is in WandaVision.
Yeah. Although if we didn't have some of these prequely programs, then we would have had to have sat through a movie learning about Photon and learning about Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Whereas they appeared in the television stuff, and then when the movies came out, they could just jump straight in because you knew who they were. You knew who they were.
Yeah, no, I get those. I'm up for those. I mean, like with Agatha, we know who she is. She was the main villain of WandaVision, so we don't need to go back and have a prequel about her because we've kind of got her where she is. So I wouldn't want it for me unless it was really, really, really well written. It would be silly. Like I'd rather them give us something to continue that story a little bit because I'm not quite even sure where she would fit in the MCU now. What the plan is? Like,
well, it turns out that she takes the Darkhold, she puts an eye in it, so it looks like the one from Hocus Pocus. Then she gives it to a young Bette Midler,
and then she's just part of the actual Hocus Pocus verse.
And then they just shove her in Hocus Pocus because they got nothing else to do for her.
She's the fourth vampire, the fourth witch that you never actually saw. I'll show you a load of clips of the film where she was actually there all along.
Exactly. I mean, like you've heard about the other dwarf in Snow White that exists, right? Stealthy.
What?
So he's just been doing his job very well.
The one, the eighth dwarf.
The eighth dwarf, Stealthy, yeah. He's always
that got cancelled, didn't it? Snow White.
I'm not surprised.
That got cancelled.
Snow Woke.
Snow. Yeah, it was a little.
Snow Woke and the 7 tiny people that should not be named dwarves.
Yeah,
that was going to be the most woke film that ever existed.
Yeah, that was just a bad idea from the start. But while we talk about bad ideas, we talk about MCU. Let's talk about some of the things that have been talked about this week. So the first one, as we're on the kind of the wokiness, is Silver Surfer.
This one made the fanboys go mad. The internet went fire.
For anyone that hasn't heard, there is a rumor circulating that the Silver Surfer in the new upcoming Fantastic Four film is going to be a woman. So we're going to have a female Silver Surfer. Now, before anyone kind of jumps on it, there is some truth in this. So there is a Silver Surfer in the comic books that is a woman. Yep. And I think it's the daughter or the granddaughter of Silver Surfer. But there is a female Silver Surfer in the comic books. But if we're talking about Silver Surfer, we all think of the same character, like straight away. No one thinks about the female Silver Surfer that we saw for a couple of issues that was a spin-off and a relation of the Silver Surfer and that kind of stuff. So personally, I think it would be a bad idea. I think it would be a bad idea. I think that they kind of just need to, when they're introducing, if they're introducing Silver Surfer to the MCU, they need to just sort of stick with the original.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion. I think that, yeah, I just think it would really cause a lot of stress for that film.
Oh god, yeah,
it
definitely will. They've already. A lot of people hate on like Brie Larson, don't they? They gave a lot of stick to the Marvels. That got a lot of stick for the same sort of thing, and I don't know.
Do you know that?
Can't afford to do it again.
Do you know the Marvels has had the biggest drop off?
Yeah, ever.
So the biggest drop off. So it's actually had a bigger drop off than Morbius and The Flash.
God, but it was the film that nobody asked for. To be honest, that one.
Yeah, it's officially the biggest drop off on a comic book movie ever, which I think is a real shame. I don't know. Like, people weren't going to come out in their hundreds to watch it.
No.
But I think that they could have done it as a really good television series.
Even if they'd have just released it straight to Disney Plus, they would have probably got more viewership out of it than what they inevitably got.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a bit upset because Miss Marvel as a character is very cool, and she's obviously got a big kind of step up. This to me felt like a 3-way film that kind of didn't need to happen. So like for Captain Marvel, it was kind of like almost like a swan song, as in like, this is what she's been doing, this is what she's doing, let's just kind of leave her to it. For Photon, Photon, isn't it?
Yeah, Photon.
For her, it was kind of a continuation, as in, well, we've seen her get her powers in WandaVision, and this is her as a superhero. Let's see what she works like. And then for Miss Marvel, it was a case of she did really well in the TV show. This is kind of her stepping up. and this is the next step of kind of elevation for her. But trying to do those three all in one go.
Yeah. And it's a shame because this was obviously the stepping off point for Miss Marvel to continue in the Avengers and get a new team of young Avengers. And it's a shame because it is the stepping off point for that, and it'll always be remembered as that now, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope with the Silver Surfer thing that, I don't know. Maybe they're going to use the female Silver Surfer for something and then kill them off, and then we'll get the eventual proper Silver Surfer later down the line, hopefully.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Maybe.
They've got a habit for doing this at the moment. We're changing roles, things like that. I know it's fiction at the end of the day. It's a comic book. But these characters are just so ingrained in people's memory and nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the Silver Surfer especially is one of those characters from the Fantastic Four that is kind of like the one we're all waiting for to be done properly. Yeah. And I mean, the last one was practically perfect. That was a perfect way with the Lawrence Fishburne, wasn't it? The voice.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a damn good sounding Herald. He sounded just like you would thought he would, and he was very,
And he looked good. Like he looked good. Like there was no. I personally didn't have any real complaints about how he looked. The Galactus in that film, fair enough, but the actual Silver Surfer looked fine. Like it was okay. But I don't know. Just at the same token, if they're looking at doing the Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four, like it's kind of like that's not original to me. Like we've kind of had that already in movies. That I'd like to see a different angle done with it, and Silver Surfer kind of come in it a little bit later down the line. If the rumors are true about Doom taking over as the main protagonist then that's obviously going to be a big build up for him. But the interesting thing is Doom was always supposed to be the big bad of this phase.
Yeah.
And they rewrote it after Loki Series 1 when Jonathan Majors' He Who Remains was recepted so well. And they kind of took a swerve and kind of went down the Kang route. So they're kind of swinging back around to what they were originally planning anyway. So yeah, I'd like this Fantastic Four film to really just be a setup for who Doom is, whether he's already established, whether we see him kind of get his powers or something. I think if it's an origin story, there's too much time to then pass for Doom to be the big bad. He kind of needs to be established and kind of on his way a little bit, similar to how they did it with Spider-Man.
I think they're going to do that because we've already had the Fantastic Four movies, and they know that people have watched them because they were quite well received and things. I think they'll take that a bit like they did with Spider-Man and do that whole, okay, you know who this is, we'll jump straight in. They'll do that very quick brush over segment where it's like, these are the Fantastic Four, they went to space, they got powers, they got hit by this. Oh, and Dr. Doom, our best friend became Dr. Doom, the big bad.
Yeah.
They'll just kind of sweep over the whole thing, but then do like a 5 years on kind of thing.
It's interesting to know where they're going to place it as well. Is the Fantastic Four going to be placed in the main kind of 616 universe? Are they going to be someone else? Are they going to be somewhere else entirely? Are they going to be in the X-Men universe? Like who knows? Kelsey Grammer though has been saying that he's confident that he will suit up again as Beast.
That's awesome. So he's clearly doing something we don't.
Yep.
Saying what he can say and what he can't say kind of thing.
Yeah. Just hear it in his voice. It's like, will you suit up as Beast again? I'm pretty sure I will. What?
I've filled 1,000 scenes. I've already done it.
That's it. Should we talk about Karate Kid?
Yeah, there's Karate Kid. We saw that, didn't we, this week, where there was been a thing going around TikTok and Instagram, and basically Jackie Chan and Ralph, yeah, I can never remember his real name. I just call him,
Daniel LaRusso.
Daniel LaRusso. Jackie Chan and Daniel LaRusso did a video this week saying they're on the search for the new Karate Kid, and they will both be in the next Karate Kid movie, separate from the Cobra Kai films, the Cobra Kai TV series, but it's still Daniel LaRusso, so it fits in the timeline somewhere. And Jackie Chan's going to be in it, and they're looking for another young, Karate Kid, basically. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
because obviously, this is the bit that's always confusing because I don't know how they're going to do it because Daniel LaRusso is karate, whereas Jackie Chan is kung fu.
Yeah,
who have two very separate things. So it'd be cool to see what they do with it.
I never actually saw the Jackie Chan Jaden Smith, was it?
Oh, did you know it's a good film, that one?
But is he Mr. Miyagi?
No, it's nothing
So
to do with that. They're not playing the same characters. It's not Daniel LaRusso and thingy. They're completely different characters.
Okay, so it can
It's
work.
called Mr. I'm sure he calls himself like Mr. I don't want to say it and then it'd be really racist because it's not the answer.
No, but it's not Mr. Miyagi. That's the point.
No. Very different teachings because it's Jackie Chan teaching, which is quite cool. Like they do that whole thing where it sounds stupid, but it's the similar sort of style. So Mr. Miyagi made him do the paint the fence.
Yeah.
So he does the whole, put the jacket on the ground, pick it up, throw it on the hook, put it down, pick it up, put your jacket on, jacket off, jacket on, jacket off. And then when he teaches, he shows Jaden why he's doing it. And the putting the jacket on is a block and taking it off is a block. It's like two separate block styles. He's like cool. Basically Mr. Han, that's the one. Basically he's teaching him like just like Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel LaRusso, similar sort of way, like doing it through practical things.
So this could be just an epic crossover, really, with like Jackie Chan's Mr. Han coming in, Daniel LaRusso as the kind of
Mr. Miyagi type
karate kid, and then they've kind of brought the universes together because they're, that's cool. That's cool. I'm down for that. I like the fact that they're doing like a search though, that they're looking for the next Karate Kid, and pretty much anyone can audition, can't they? They just send in a video, and if you look right, if you're the right fit, they've not put any specifications as to height, age, gender, race, anything. It's literally just put your video in here. So they are going to get everything and anything sent in, which could be really cool. Can you imagine being the kid that's chosen to be in the next Karate Kid movie with those two actors and then being taught how to do karate with them? I know.
That's just amazing.
I'm half tempted to put my own video. I know I'm in my 40s, might not be a kid, but look, think about it. Let's do something different here. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it's just awesome. Really is. It's just awesome. So, and especially kind of, let's be honest, most parents of the kids putting their videos in will be children in the 80s themselves. So they would have grown up watching the Karate Kid films. They'll be familiar with the Karate Kid films. And so for their kids to kind of be putting themselves forward, I'd say do it. Like if you're even slightly interested in, like, do it. Like, you never know. Do you know what I mean? Like the look, that your look might be exactly what they're looking for, and then they teach you like karate or kung fu or whichever style it's going to be in the movie. Maybe both. Who knows?
Have we had an official announcement of the release date for Cobra Kai season 6 yet? I've just been trying to look on the internet. Has anything actually come out? I know there's been the strikes and things. They kind of halted a lot of things, didn't they? Including this probably. But I know it was meant to be coming out soon, wasn't it? Because like the last one was January this year. Sorry.
Was it?
It was January last season. So they kind of kept releasing them around like December, January, didn't they? So it should be coming up to the next one. But
the next one, and it's the final one. It's the final series. They've announced that this is it. This is the last. What is that? 5 series?
6
series of something that essentially was just going to be a little YouTube TV show as well. Like, it has become massive. No, I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything announced anywhere that when it's coming or anything like that. I'm here for it. I can't wait. I absolutely love Cobra Kai. I think it's brilliant. But it should be soon.
As Stug says, I would love Hilary Swank to show up as well. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Because she's kind of been brushed under the carpet a little bit.
Because she was the next Karate Kid, wasn't she?
She was. But I like the fact that, because obviously in Cobra Kai they keep saying like, well, we're karate cousins to people. You know what I mean? Like, they were kept using that phrase because they're all from the same teachings. She's from Mr. Miyagi as well. She's Miyagi-Do, technically. Yeah. So
she needs to bring her in would be cool. Kai. She has to show up in Cobra Kai.
It would be cool to have her show up to like take the girls under a wing kind of thing. So you've got like some really strong female characters in this. It'd be cool to have her show up as the female Karate Kid.
But did her and Daniel LaRusso ever cross paths?
I can't remember. It's been so long. I don't think so. It's been so long since I've seen those films.
So they would have to write it in so that he knew of her.
Did that not take
Mr. Miyagi?
Did that not take place while he was like? I'm trying to think now. Did that not take place while Daniel LaRusso was learning the whole? They called it Quicksilver. He was learning with Silver and stuff. And he was becoming a bad guy. Mr. Miyagi couldn't teach him
maybe,
anymore.
yeah.
Mr. Miyagi couldn't teach him anymore because he was going down a path Mr. Miyagi couldn't follow, kind of thing. More
Yeah,
competitions.
maybe.
And
Yeah, maybe
I
you're
think
right
it was
there.
during that time that he took on a new student, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen them. I used to sit and watch these films when I was like in the hospitals and stuff when I was a kid, when I was growing up, because they were always there. The Karate Kid, Free Willy, Terminator. They were kind of like the movies that were in the cabinet on the bloody children's wings. Like, why is these movies here? But I used to binge watch them all.
Worst trilogy ever.
I know. Batman Returns was always in there.
Batman Returns
weird movies. There were some weird movies
everywhere.
It's a children's award though, and you're like, why are these films there?
Just well, fair enough. I don't know why Terminator's in there. I really don't. But then this is the funny thing though, because like I have this conversation probably once a month with someone, and it's like, as a kid, the films that we watched in the kind of late 80s, early 90s were not kids' films. They're not films that kids of today would sit there and watch. Like Terminator, for example, is not a kids' film. Alien is not a kids' film.
I grew up on a diet of Aliens, Terminators, RoboCop.
Yeah.
We grew up on all that stuff, and it's totally inappropriate.
It's just not. You just wouldn't get that nowadays. Like kids watching those kind of films. Like it's nuts, absolutely nuts.
That's what I love when you hear these parents that are like, "It's Five Nights at Freddy's too scary to take my kids to." It's like, my dad would have took me anyway in the 80s. He'd be like, in the 90s, he'd be like, "It'll be fine, son. It'll be right. If you don't like it, shut your eyes."
Yeah, that's it. If the bit comes up that's a bit scary, just close your eyes. As I said before, I vividly remember watching Friday Nightmare on Elm Street with my dad while my mum was in the hospital having my sister. So I must have only been about 5, like just watching. He gave me a pizza that night, and I was like, it's like I vividly remember it. Scarred into my brain.
Yeah, I remember going to the cinema to see Saving Private Ryan, and my dad going, "You'll be fine. It's educational." I remember
just watching that beach scene.
Like, just sat there watching that beach scene, like, damn.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine a re-release of that film now in Screen X, wraparound screen.
Mate.
No,
that would be insane.
In the middle of Normandy.
You'd have like PTSD from going to a film like that. Would like, no. But talking about films, Scream 7 as well. Scream 7's had a bit of an update this week, hasn't it?
I'm excited for it. Am I the only one that's like, thank God they've got rid of them two? Am I the only one that doesn't like their characters?
For me, Scream as a franchise, whether it's the original films, whether it's the kind of spin-off films, whether it's a TV show, whatever it is, like Scream as a franchise is Ghostface. However, I don't care who's around it. I don't care about the stories. I don't care how they're linked. It's Ghostface. And I think the beauty of Scream that they've not really tapped into fully is it doesn't have to link to the other people. It doesn't have to link to the original people. Like you could have a new Scream film that is just a killer with the Ghostface mask with a whole bunch of unrelated people, and it would work because Scream is Ghostface. And so this news to me doesn't bother me. I'm still here for the next Scream film.
Yeah, so obviously they got rid of the Melissa Barrera because of her comments about the Palestinian war. And then
she was the older sister, wasn't she? In it,
she was, yeah. And then Jenny Ortega came out about a day later saying that she dropped out. But apparently, from what I've read, she was already dropping out prior to this, but she couldn't announce it because of the strikes. They weren't allowed to announce it. But I believe she was set to have been released a while back because of conflicts with Wednesday filming.
Yes.
And she wants to do Wednesday more. That's what I understand. Whether that's true or not. I read. But it's something to do with Wednesday, which I don't believe. Well, Wednesdays have been a massive success. Screamo. Yeah. She's done 3 films. They can leave it at that.
And in all fairness, these guys are, they're Billy Loomis's kids, and spin off from that. So let's leave it. It kind of ended poetically in that one that there's still something there in the head. They walk off, whatever. Let's pick it up and let's do something different.
I've got a story in my head that I'd love them to do, which would be because everyone wants Stu to survive. Everyone wants Stu to have been alive this whole time. How cool would it have been if it turns out that Stu has always been there in the background. He's the one that he's the one that basically helped like the others become Ghostface. Like he gave them the costumes and taught them how to do it. The voice changer, the whole how to be Ghostface, and then it's kind of like one of those moments where none of them have been able to kill Sydney, so he comes out of his own retirement kind of thing of I'll do it myself kind of moment. And so it's Matthew Lillard.
There's more.
Yes, it's Matthew Lillard back in the suit going after Neve Campbell's character.
He is the only logical way for them to tie it into anything before. Yeah. So if they're going down the route of it being tied in with stuff, he is the only character that they can now that they haven't tapped in on, have they? They've tapped in on every single other character from that franchise, including kind of like, Last Girls from the other films and all that kind of stuff, but they haven't tapped in on Stu. They haven't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember any story that's linked to him or anyone that was related to him in that respect. It's all been about other characters in and around it. So,
because in the second film it was Billy Loomis's mother, wasn't it? Billy Loomis's mother, and it was that random Mickey, who I really liked Mickey, to be fair. And then you had Scream 3 was meant to be Sydney's brother or something, was it? Something weird.
Yeah, it was something messed up.
Something very messed up.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one as much. And then since then we've had the new killers, haven't we? Which have been like the Jenny Ortega and this storyline. So to bring Stu back would be awesome. To have him come back, suited up, reveal at the end that it's him, and they could tie the whole film off then. Then if they made a Scream film in the future, they could then move forward with different. It could still be Ghostface, but like you say, but then be in a different location, a different town, a different country. It could be anywhere, and they could move away from the Neve Campbell storyline and then move to something else. But that would be the way to do it and draw all the new fans and the old fans in.
Yeah, it would be
to reunite Stu and Sydney.
And the thing is Matthew Lillard, he's around a lot at the minute, isn't he? What with Five Nights and everything like that. He's kind of in the public eye at the moment. He's still very capable of doing it. He would still very much look like the character. It would work. It would definitely work. I think that would be a really good move for them, especially in the light of kind of losing their two main characters or their two main girls. And in a weird kind of way as well, they're talking about kind of bringing Sydney back in for one last kind of round, having Sydney go against the original killer, the original girl going against the original killer. And the killer winning, that would be. Can you imagine?
After you win,
yeah, that would be. Let's just throw it completely against the wind. He kills Sydney, and then he goes off, and he's kind of still under the radar. And then the next film is then the cult of Ghostface, and there's all these people kind of dedicating themselves to the look and the kills and. They're all going off in different towns and everything like that. Come on, there's a story there. There is a story there. That would be awesome.
Yeah, he's chasing her down, and his final thing that he says to her is, "Just like your mother, you're no Sharon Stone."
He could just come out with all of those. He could come out with all of those, couldn't he?
But there's more.
Yeah, that's one of my favourite lines. Annie H said, the next Ghostface killer will be someone who served Billy at a Subway and they ended up being twisted as he asked for double meat. Stranger things have happened. But yeah, it's just like that. But wait, there's more with all the spit coming out. That's one of the most iconic lines. I absolutely love it. And also as well, it was Stu was the original kind of two killer thing, wasn't it? It was a massive twist at the time. People didn't see it coming. So to bring back that original double killer would be awesome.
Just in my head then when he said about the two kill thing, because in this one he's on his own and that's where he fails, and then he's got Sydney up with the knife, and then Courtney Cox busts in from the side door, and that's why there should be two of you, motherfucker.
or Nev Campbell then says, but wait, there's more. Gosh. But yeah, it's doable. It is doable. I don't know. I'm excited for that idea now. Just
our fan fiction idea is going to be better than anything they could ever write now.
How did he die though? Because I know that he
had a TV dropped on him.
Oh, of course he did. Yeah. She pulled it down, and then but we never saw him die though, did we?
Nope. Nope. That's the whole thing in horror, isn't it? You never saw the dead body. They never carted him off. And in the films, they've only ever talked about Billy Loomis. You don't really ever hear the word Stuart. You don't ever hear about Stuart. It's always Billy. So that's what the thing is, isn't it? Like, he could have easily escaped and survived, and they've just blamed the whole thing on Billy.
So he's like mutilated where the telly was bust up on his face. So he's got some kind of disfiguration. So he's not necessarily recognizable. He's kind of stayed under the radar because no one knew that there was two, and it was all put on Billy and everything like that. And he's just biding his time and waiting for the right moment. And yeah. It could work. It could work.
He decides to do it himself. He trained. I like the idea that he trained up and sent out all the others so far. That gives them a tie-in, doesn't it? Like, he went to Billy Loomis's mother and told him what they'd done, and he sent her basically on a rampage. Then because then later on it's like Billy Loomis's dad, isn't it, and sister and brother or something. It's like other family members.
Whole family. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like you can imagine that Stu's manipulated them all. That's kind of cool. Twisted.
Yeah. That'd be quite good. Yeah, I could get behind that. I could definitely get behind that idea. We had much more TV stuff?
Yeah, we've had a really cool first look at the new Nosferatu movie.
Oh, have we? I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So, Nosferatu is a little screeny shot. So this is one of the first photos that's come out. It's Nicholas Hoult. He's going to be in the film playing Jonathan Harker. Because don't forget, Nosferatu was a rip-off of Dracula back in the day. The stories are identical. Count Orlok was Dracula, but they just couldn't say it because the widow of Bram Stoker wouldn't give them the rights. So Nosferatu is Dracula, but over the course of the years, Paramount have given him his own kind of storyline. But basically, Nicholas Hoult in this film is playing Jonathan Harker. And we'll see his interpretation of it. And we know that it's, what's he called that played It, the new version of It? He's Count Orlok.
Yep. Yeah.
He's in the film as Dracula, basically.
I can't remember his name. He's very good. He as
he's
a
very good
facial
character
actor as well. He will bring a lot to it. What's his name?
Bill Skarsgård.
Yes, that's it. He will bring a lot to it. That's exciting.
So yeah, I was like, look at this film, and I was like, when it first got announced, I was like, oh, another Nosferatu, another movie, because there's kind of been a couple over the years. None of them have ever really worked, but this one that's coming out in 2024, it's Paramount Pictures behind it. They've got the Universal Monster Company behind it, and it's got Bill Skarsgård, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Emma Corrin, William Dafoe, and Ralph Ineson. So I mean, it's got an all-star cast in it.
Yeah,
every single one of those people have been in all sorts of films. Nicholas Hoult as well. Obviously, he played Renfield recently as well. So it's kind of cool to see him coming back to another Dracula film a year later.
We need a good vampire film. We need a good vampire film. So I'm hoping this does it. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It looks good.
Yeah.
And obviously, they've not shown us what he looks like as Nosferatu yet. They're keeping that very under wraps. They gave us this screenshot. With Nicholas Hoult of Jonathan Harker, and about a week ago, did you not see that one I posted up on Instagram?
Yes.
Of Johnny Depp's daughter. She's basically playing the Mina Harker style character in it, but she's called Ellen Hunter in this film. She's not Mina. She's like another version from that storyline. And so basically she's like, you can see the hand like coming up over her face kind of thing. So they're kind of really keeping his look of the Nosferatu under wraps, which I'm kind of excited by, and I hope they keep that up. I would love them to do the whole trailers and everything where you don't actually see him. That would be awesome. You just see his shadows and things, because that's what like the original film was very eerie for. You didn't really see him that often. It was always like the shadow up the wall and that eerie gothicness.
That, in my opinion, is what makes a good horror film a horror. Do you know what I mean? It's that filling in the blanks. It's the anticipation and anxiety of seeing something and building up something. It's the reason why films like Jaws was so good, because you don't see the shark until that kind of like third act, and I don't think you don't need to see that with Nosferatu. Like we know what it is, we know what to expect, but the kind of the filling in the blanks is much more terrifying. Again, like things like Blair Witch, it's the reason why those films were like so kind of eerie at the time, because it's not about what you see, it's about what you don't see.
Exactly.
So I don't think don't think they need to show us him.
That'd be awesome if they kept it completely under wraps. It would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll quite happily wait. I'll quite happily wait for that.
We had Bill Skarsgård as well. So I mean, he was very good as he kind of embodied it and made it his own thing. He didn't try and do a Tim Curry impression. He made it his own thing. So I'm cool to see what he does with Nosferatu now, how he makes it different.
And that version of it, the newer version of it, has become iconic in itself. You know, it's not. Yeah. You know,
it feels like two separate things. It feels like you could put them both side by side, and it's not the same thing.
No,
that's what I love about it.
All. And you know that costume, that look, you know, it's become very iconic. You know, a lot of Halloween fancy dress costumes now have that kind of it look. It's he made it his own, and the film kind of did create like a new version, didn't it? So more than capable of doing it with this version of Nosferatu.
Yeah,
that'd be good fun. That would be good fun. What else do we have?
Moving on to TV news, did you see Doctor Who? Or are you not a fan of Doctor Who? You a Whovian?
I am. I fell off the TARDIS kind of back in the day with 11th Doctor, 12th Doctor. No, what was
who'd you get up to?
What was Matt Smith?
So yeah, you did the same thing I did. It went from Matt Smith to old Scottish guy from Skins. Yeah. And I was like, I don't like this guy, so I dropped off then as well. And then I couldn't. Then I tried to get back on when it transformed into the female Doctor, and I just couldn't get behind her either.
No, I'm excited for this new Doctor though. And I'm not going to attempt to say his name because I'll butcher it, but he is a very talented actor. I think he's going to bring something new to the role. And I think with all the tie-ins with David Tennant and Matt Smith and stuff like where they're tying in all these kind of more popular doctors, I think that it's got potential. I really do. But yeah, I liked Christopher Eccleston.
Christopher Eccleston, yeah.
He did like a season, didn't it? It was like one and done kind of thing. And that kind of modernized Doctor Who. And then David Tennant was obviously just fantastic.
Doctor Who just ran with it.
Oh, he was incredible. And then Matt Smith, I thought Matt Smith was fantastic. There were some really, really good episodes with Matt Smith.
That whole run with Matt Smith, with Amy Pond and the chap, Rory, though that little storyline for me was my favorite. When they wrote them off, I kind of like I liked their little unit of story in there. That the whole segment they did with them. That was awesome. It's like when you first was with Tennant and then Rose got written off. And I was like so invested in Billie Piper's character at that point.
Yeah.
I could never get on with. I can never remember the second assistant's name in that one. The nurse. She was a nurse, wasn't she? Or a paramedic. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool that we've come back now to David Tennant, and he's done everyone keeps asking him in this new episode, why the old face? And he's like, I don't know, it's never happened before. I like that element that he's like de-evolved or something into the old version of himself because he's got something that he's not finished. And I like that. So now we've got what's she called back as well? We're bad with names tonight. Jesus.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Catherine Tate, she's back as Donna Noble, which is awesome to see them two back together again.
Yep.
Because they did that whole thing of that she wasn't meant to remember him, so they kind of got around that and stuff, which was kind of cool. I won't go into too much, but
how many episodes are we in now? When did David Tennant come back on?
Like just literally on Saturday. It was Saturday night's episode was the first one in the new series.
So that's that one.
He's only in it for 3 episodes, I believe.
Yeah,
we've basically got David Tennant for Christmas.
Yeah,
and then we have to give him up for the new guys taking over in the new year.
Yeah, I did see a screenshot where there was an episode with Matt Smith where they superimposed him into that first episode, and then they've done the same with the new guy. Did you see that screenshot? And they've kind of replaced Matt Smith.
I saw the whole thing. It was amazing. It's on BBC. It's on BBC iPlayer. You can see it because they use what's he called from Game of Thrones, don't they? And Harry Potter. He's the first Doctor in it again for them. And there's a scene where the new Doctor appears on the side of him, sort of like tinkering with the TARDIS console, and they sort of wink and smile at one another, and then he fades out. It's very cute. Very cool little nod.
I just think like there's something so clever about the Doctor Who like character. Like that, that let's create a character that basically can just regenerate in any form. It's just the way of constantly keeping something alive, and I just think like it's just genius. Like whoever it was that came out with that idea, absolute genius, because it was like here's a character that essentially should have left our screens decades ago, but because of that very simple writing. We could have them for forever, and we've seen it. It doesn't matter what skin color, doesn't matter what sex. Like they could literally turn the Doctor into whoever, and as long as the writing's good, people will show up. I just think some of the villains we've had in Doctor Who are fantastic. Like, just fantastic. Like some really iconic ones, like obviously like the Weeping Angels, for example. Like some of those are just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
I always like those because the thing is you've never seen them as well, which makes them more scary. Those things that are inside that got inside the suits and kept the voice thing alive for a bit longer.
Yeah,
in that museum, they were like flesh-eating amoeba things that were in the air. And the fact that you never saw them, they were just this moving shadow coming very slowly, and then you just hear a character going, "Hello, it's dark. I don't like it," and they just be repeating that same phrase, like, "Oh, he's got him."
It's just
that's scary.
There are some really scary episodes, really, really scary episodes.
The Weeping Angels as well were quite scary for a kids program. That's quite sinister. I was watching. I rewatched one the other day, and where the Weeping Angel was using the walkie-talkie to talk to David Tennant. I'm like, that is sinister as hell. Going, who am I talking to right now? And he went, this is the entity that is inside the angel. Like, no.
Oh, I know. Right, so Andy said they changed it up though with the latest series. The original plan was the Doctor to only ever regenerate 12 times, meaning 13 Doctors in total. So so they've changed it up a little bit.
They did change it a little bit, but it's like with this whole thing with Donna Noble, they changed that up. And they gave it some clever little writing thing to keep it, so she didn't die, because that'd be a mistake to kill her off. So
no, I'm here for Doctor Who.
The best part of the whole episode, if you don't watch it for anything else, watch it for the new little alien called Meep. All the kids are gonna want Meep
everywhere, like everywhere you look.
See what Meep turns into.
No,
do you remember that toy we had as a kid where it was like a rabbit and you pull the trigger on its back and it went like rabbit.
Yeah.
Basically, Meep's like that. So Meep's in the first bit of the episode is like, I'm the Meep. I'm here. I need help. I'm the Meep. And then all of a sudden it's like, I'm the Meep. Like, oh, it had like teeth and eyes that glow, and it turned into the most sinister looking were-rabbit I've ever seen.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
It's a damn good episode.
Once we finish the show, I'll have a watch. But yeah, it's just I've always been a fan of Doctor Who. It's one of them ones where kind of your parents grew up watching it and you're watching it, our kids will be watching it, like it's going to be around for a while. So, and it's just so kind of unapologetically British that you kind of have to you kind of have to look at it, you have to watch it a little bit if you're British. Like, do you know Doctor Who? Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes. Okay, you passed the test. Like, the fact
that it's just a kindly old man in a phone box with a cup of tea and a scarf. It is very quintessentially British, isn't it?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what Comic-Con you go to, at what part of the country, there will be a Doctor Who element of the Comic-Con, whether it's a guest, whether it's a TARDIS, whether it's someone in cosplay. Like, there is Doctor Who at every single Comic-Con.
I can't get away from Sylvester McCoy. The man's at every single Comic-Con I go to. I've seen Sylvester McCoy more than I've seen some of my relatives this year.
Sylvester McCoy is officially on your Christmas card list. I wonder if you cosplayed as one of the Doctors at an American Comic-Con, like San Diego Comic-Con or whatever, whether it would be noticed, whether they would know who it is.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like Harry Potter. The Americans love it because it's British. So the Americans like the fact that they have to watch it on BBC of America, and it's very a British program. So they like that. It's very adopted over there, like Harry Potter has been.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Plus, they made that weird movie, didn't they, where one of the Doctors was American, which didn't work. It just doesn't work when you have an American weird Doctor.
Yeah, and what was the spin-off with what's his name as well?
Which one? Torchwood.
Torchwood, yeah. I quite like Torchwood.
I like
because Torchwood was an anagram of Doctor Who, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and that's what it was in the BBC kind of archives, was written as Torchwood. People wouldn't know what it was, and yeah,
This McCoy's outside of his window right now.
Yeah, he's not outside Sorrell's window. He's in his room. Like, if you just pan over, he's laying on that bedspread.
He's just sat on the bed with his umbrella and his little top hat. Hello.
Oh, brilliant. I think he actually came down to like my town when we had a comic book shop open up. I'm sure he was a guest there.
Mate, that's all he did. He tours the country just signing things as the Doctor. That is his whole job now. I don't blame him. If I were on TV for 10 odd years playing one role and I'm known for that one role, I'd milk it to death.
He is one of the kind of iconic looking Doctors. Like, I think when people mention Doctors, you've got like the David Tennants and the Matt Smiths and stuff like that. But then Sylvester McCoy is definitely one that people will label before some of the others, unless you're a real diehard fan.
But I like the fact that with Doctor Who, his companions, I like the fact that they even go back and bring some of them back. Like, we've had there's one of them that's been a prime minister at this point. One of his followers was like the creator of like you say, like Torchwood, and those, like, they've all done something after being with the Doctor. They've all become something in the sort of Doctor Who world, which is quite kind of cool. And I like the fact they keep bringing them back. Like Rose did that whole thing of absorbing the TARDIS and became like part of time itself. That's weird.
Oh, I know.
There's so many weird little storylines, but it's cool that every so often they just bring them back, don't they?
Yeah,
I think that's cool. Let's tie them all back in.
I honestly slept on it a little bit, and I did not realize it had come on. It started this weekend. Otherwise, I would have watched it. So I'm going to have to watch it when we finish the podcast.
We've got I forgot his name. The new villain in this series is played by the guy that was Doogie Howser, who was in Starship Troopers as the Brainiac guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Who's in Harold and Kumar?
Oh, we are rubbish at names tonight. But yes. I know exactly.
So he's the big bad in this one. We don't know who he's playing. I hope it's the Master. I do, because he would make a really cool version of the Master.
Oh, yes, he would.
So I hope he's playing that, but we don't know who's playing it as far as I'm aware. But he's like the new villain in these like 3 or 4 episode arc that they're doing with Tennant. He's like Tennant's villain. So I'm looking forward to seeing them two acting off against each other as well.
That could definitely work. Work.
He's American. Again, he's an American, so it'll be weird. But I'm looking forward to it.
I am speaking of David Tennant though, like him as the Purple Man, like in Jessica Jones, was just perfect casting. He's one that I really hope when they kind of dip into these Defenders, and like we haven't heard much more. Neil Patrick Harris. There Patrick Harris.
Andy's just in the comments like, "Come on, guys, Torchwood, John Barrowman."
Google. But yeah, so they're talking about, obviously they've got Matt Murdock back, but then there's obviously Luke Cage. There's Iron Fist, there's Jessica Jones, like there's so many more from that kind of Netflix Defenders universe. I don't think they'll bring in, what's her name, Rose Dawson as Night Nurse, because she's obviously too heavily involved in Star Wars now. But to bring in David Tennant as Purple Man, like that was just such good casting. And he just played the role so well. But to actually have him with the purple skin in the MCU would be perfect. Like that would be really good. But yeah, trying to type with a blood note. Yeah. Andy definitely needs to join a quiz team of some. Speaking of guests and Americans and all the rest of it, let's tie in the two together. Steve posted on his story this week that he is officially joining us.
He announced it before.
He's what?
He announced it before we even got a chance to.
Oh, I know. I know. We kind of were mentioning that obviously he's coming back and stuff, but he posted it up. So he's going to be, it's official. It's out there. It's been leaked. Steve Evans will be joining us on the 17th. So just ahead of our Christmas show, where we were talking about what we're doing in and around Christmas. The Christmas show is going to take place on the Saturday. The New Year's Eve show is going to take place on the Saturday. But the last regular show of the year will be the 17th. And Steve's going to be our guest for the entire show on that one, which will be a lot of fun.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I think Steve, with this upcoming episode, Steve will officially be the longest running guest that we've had. That he would have guest spotted more than anyone else in the entirety of the Geek Week. But yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had to we had a slight change up as well, didn't we? With getting
Emily
on board. Yeah. Jesus Christ, names today.
We should kind of mention that really, because we did say last week that we were going to have her on the show this week. But yeah, let's mention that. Let's address that. You know, almost towards the end of the show, let's address why we're not doing what we were supposed to be doing.
So yeah, Emily could make you work with her. To be fair, I thought that was going to be the case because it was Thanksgiving week. I didn't see her doing it Thanksgiving week, but you know. No. So yeah, they've moved it on. So we are filming with her on the 4th of December. So we'll shoot. So she'll be in a recorded segment as a part of the show on the episode, the 10th. The 10th episode, which is great because that is the episode that I am announcing my giveaway as well. You know, my winner. So that'll be a nice little packed show there for you.
Yeah.
Before Stevie comes, I'm looking forward to Steve being back. I can't lie. We always have a good laugh with Steve.
Stevie's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to do our top fives, aren't we? So we're going to do our top five, kind of figures of the year, kind of figures. I can't remember the exact list we gave. I think it was the figure of the year.
I think we said we were going to do the Hasbro ones. We're going to focus on Hasbro because obviously he's Hasbro.
It'll be
top 5 Hasbro figures of the year and things like that, and like, you know, our favorite projects of the year, what we didn't think worked and stuff like that.
Yeah, it will be Hasbro themed. Let's be perfectly honest with you, because we can't have Steve on as a guest and talk Mezco. Like, it's going to be very retro themed. It's going to be very Hasbro themed. But then obviously we're going to talk a lot about. I mean, Steve does openly collects other lines as well, so we will talk about stuff that he collects as well. But it's going to be a good. It's going to be a good show.
Jenko, to think that I tried, my friend. You know what? I tried to get him on, but the guy is always busy. He's always somewhere.
He's always at a con.
The doctor. He's always somewhere at a con, so he's never free.
No, I tell you what.
I contacted him. I contacted because if you go on his website, you can see that there's an email address there for his PR agent. And I emailed them, and basically she was like, "You can have him, but it'll be like in 6 months' time." Like, that is insane. I need 20 minutes.
I think we should, for next year, attempt to do a Doctor Who field episode where we get as many Doctor Who characters and stars on at the same time. That's what, because that's one franchise. They're all UK based, so time difference won't be an issue. See how many guests we can get on in one show to make it a Doctor Who special, and get as many doctors, assistants, villains, or whatever in on one show. Let's see. Let's make that a mission for next year. The Doctor Who extravaganza. There you go. Already writing episodes in. But yeah, we have got
No, man. I had a little. Sorry, I had a stupid joke in my head there, but I thought, nope, that just makes me sound weird. I was going to say we'll hire Rose Tyler to come on. We'll get Billy Piper to come on, and then I'll invite her in by saying it's a Doctor Who special. Then I'll just ask her questions about Belle de Jour the entire time she's there.
Just invite no one else. Just Billy Piper.
Yeah, Billy Piper. And then she talk about. I didn't even make that connection like that.
Yeah. See, I get
Jesus,
it.
That's sick. I don't ever connect that she's that. In my 90s history knowledge, I don't ever connect that Rose Tyler is the same woman that sang "Get You Out To,"
and then married Chris Evans from TGI Friday. TGI Friday, was it?
Geek Week does Secret Diary of a Call Girl.
Yeah. No, I think we should. I think we should see how many Doctor Who guests we can get in on one show.
Mate, if we could, even if, do you know what the challenge should be? Not to get them on the Geek Week would be amazing. But if we can travel the country and just do the different Comic Cons and just have them film something. So like we can then do all the Doctors appearing one at a time in little boxes along the window, like number 3 checking in, number 7, number 8, having them all doing the numbers. Just like in that special episode where they all came back for like that big fight scene. That would be awesome. To have all like number Dr. 7 here.
Yeah, that would be very cool. That would be very cool. I reckon we need to do something Doctor Who related. Let's do that. That's our mission. It's a British thing.
We're a British podcast that talks about geeky Britain, but we've never had a Harry Potter special or a Doctor Who special. We need to sort that out for next year.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Harry Potter, again, another one. It's an all British cast.
Yeah.
I know they're a bit. I know that Doctor Who cast would be easier to get probably than you know. But then again, Draco Malfoy's doing naff all. Let's get him on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he would. I'm sure we could find him.
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon we could get. We have to do something. We have to do something for the British side of it. But Doctor Who, I think, could be doable because there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, ex Doctor Who assistants or characters, whatever.
I have to say this. I have to tell this story now because I'm not sure how long ago you watched my content, but when I was in the first year of my YouTube career, I was working with these two other YouTubers that were Doctor Who obsessed, right?
Right. We're going into the archives of Sorrell here.
Oh, mate, it gets proper weird in a minute. So
they made you dress up as a TARDIS, and
no, mate, it's proper weird. It's proper serious. It's proper weird. So I was friends with this guy called Two Penny Milk from Ireland, right? He was a YouTuber. He had a very weird name, and he sort of said to me, would you like to talk about Doctor Who with us on a Sunday night after Doctor Who airs? We're going to go live and talk about Doctor Who. That was like the first ever live streams I ever got a part of. And I was like, yeah, awesome, man, we'll do that. And then there was this other guy that was like his friend that did the sort of chats with him, right? And he ended up being a serial killer, like killing people.
What?
And I talked to this man, and I have videos on my channel with this guy. He killed his missus.
What?
I know. So it was. What was
You're just doing a podcast about Doctor Who with a serial killer. That's a combination I never would have put together.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the videos now because it was Two Penny Mill. It was the guy's name, and then this other guy. What the hell were he called? Vote Saxon 07. Oh my god, it just came to my frigging head. The other YouTuber was called Vote Saxon 07, and he was the guy that ended up killing his missus.
Wow.
Right? And I remember because I stopped talking to these guys, and like I started getting more views, and I kind of like not moved up in the world, but you know as you do. Them guys were kind of stagnating, doing the Robot Wars and Doctor Who thing. I went and did Star Wars, so I moved away from it. And then all of a sudden, I was sat there one day watching BBC News as you do at work, and all of a sudden, this thing just popped up. Famous, popular YouTuber Vote Saxon 07, murdered his wife in cold blood in Ireland, and I'm like, you're like, oh, what? Like, oh damn! Like, hide all these videos on my channel. I do not know this man. But yeah, I've got loads of videos with these guys, and he ended up he was the guy that killed his pregnant wife, and basically did a live stream on his channel as his alibi. But he pre-recorded it.
Ash Harrington's in the chat just said, was that the guy that faked a live stream to stream while he went and killed his missus?
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know about this.
He's still posting. He can't be posting videos. He's in prison. I hope he's in prison. He should be in prison. Is the man still on YouTube after all this? Even though he's been committed for murder? No,
can't be.
No, he can't be. But yeah, it was recently that he went down. It was like a long thing. I remember watching it like a year or so ago and being like, oh crap, like, oh, creepy, weird. But yeah, I was linked with those guys back in the day. That, like, if you look back on my channel, some of my old live streams were with this guy called Two Penny Mill, and then he introduced me to this guy called Vote Saxon 07. They were both from Ireland.
Wow.
But yeah, you're like, oh damn, like,
a fake live stream to stream while he goes and wow.
Yeah, so basically he made a live stream that was like 7 hours long.
And he pre-recorded it 10 months ago, but the look of horror on your face was so worth it.
Oh, dude, oh my god. Because I remember, he did it. It was a 7-hour live stream that he pre-recorded and made it seem like it was live, like he was talking to himself, like answering fake comments and things. So he had an alibi, and then he made that video like go live using OBS, so it looked like it was live. And then he went and killed his missus, allegedly killed his missus. And then so then when the police came knocking, he was like, "No, I've been here the whole night. I've been live streaming. You can check." And then they found out it wasn't actually live; it was through OBS and it was streamed. And Stephen McCullough. Yeah, that's madness, isn't it? So yeah, I stopped doing Doctor Who content for the longest time after that because it was like one of them things like, oh, it was a bit weird. Because like you got to think he dropped his controller and a post. Yes, and a poster for James Bond No Time to Die popped up on the screen. That was premeditated. That was creepy.
Oh wow!
So like he put his controller down at like a certain time stamp, and it came up with the No Time to Die trailer for James Bond. That would have been the moment that he killed his missus. Apparently, that like when someone did like a time thing, that was deliberate that he put that poster up, like Time to Die.
Wow!
Like there's videos all over this, but yeah, it's
Geek Week does serial killers. Look at this. We're just wow. I didn't know about this. How did I not know about this?
I've never really talked about it ever because it's not something you talk about, is it? It's like I was linked with these guys for like a year or so when I first started YouTube.
But that's it just goes to show though, you don't know.
You don't know people. Yeah, you really don't know people. It's creepy. That's
really I'm a bit worried about coming to meeting you now. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'll have to think of those videos no longer on my channel. They're like well deleted at this point. I got rid of them.
Looking him up. I'm literally just looking.
I wonder if they're still on Two Penny Milk's channel. I'm gonna look the other guy up now because I bet they're still on his channel because his channel is just kind of like he's kind of stagnated a lot. He does a lot of Robot War stuff now. No, he's got rid of all his lives. They say the same as what I did, basically, just purged his channel of it all.
Wow, no, it says here that he left a whole bunch of hidden messages in the fake live stream. Left Easter eggs in the oh man.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah, no, I've literally Googled all our names. All the podcasts have been taken down. They're all. Well, it wasn't a podcast back then; it was just videos. But yeah, they've all been taken down. There's not a single one left online now. Yeah, I did about 4 or 5 videos with them guys.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Creepy weirdos.
That's really wow. Yeah, he's due in the Crown Court soon. I've just seen that.
Yeah, it was a little while ago, and he got caught and stuff. Very weird.
That's really.
Yeah, I can't find any. There's none of them online anymore.
You'll be part of a Netflix series soon, Sorrell. There you go. I was reading all the comments in the chat, and just I didn't know about this. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. But hey ho, there we go. So
there you go, a little story for you, a little story time.
Special, yeah. Let's do a Doctor Who special. That's madness. Where we said it was like Scream 7, Karate Kid, Doctor Who 60th, and more. Well, there's your and more.
There's your and more. SuperSorrell confesses knowing a serial killer.
It's funny though, isn't it? Just on that note, they say that you walk past at least 6 murderers in your lifetime or something like that. There's a really weird statistic of like I
sat across from one on the internet and chatted to one
about Doctor Who and Robot War.
About Doctor Who. It was the time where Matt Smith were in it. That's how long ago it was.
Wow, so not even that long ago.
Well, it was 2017. No, yeah, something like that. My channel came about in 2016, I think.
Wow, so not too. Yeah, wow, that's really funny.
I had less than 1,000 subscribers at the time. I had less than 1,000 subs because Two Penny Milk was the guy with like 2K and 4 followers, and I was like, "Oh, this dude's talking to me. He's got 2,000 followers."
Yeah, and this guy's about to kill his wife. Let's jump on.
He had like 20 odd K at the time as well. He had like a decent following.
That's madness. That is madness. Wow. I'm a little bit like thrown by that. But on that side note, a good way to segue is me and Sorrell have been talking about all the different events that we're going to meet up at. And
you can't link that now.
Well, you're talking about you don't know who
you're planned about meeting up now. I'm not sure if I want to meet the guy anymore.
Yeah, I am going to do a background check, and I would like a clean DBS, please, before we do anything. There's one in this chat. No name. Andy H said, "Keep an eye on Shelley." If that's her real name. yeah, no, we've been talking about what events we're going to be doing this year, and it's shaping up. We're going to do like a proper Geek Week on tour announcement and kind of announce the different places we're going to be, because I know that a lot of you are in different parts of the country, so we're going to kind of present it as a bit of an on tour thing. So it won't be like every weekend, it won't be like a proper European tour or anything like that, but we will have a handful of dates throughout the year where we will be together at some event one way or another.
Just to put it out there, guys, we're not playing Glastonbury. You know what I mean? Without even on the cards.
Yeah, we're not doing Glastonbury. We're not doing anything like that. But no, it's exciting. It's exciting to start actually kind of penning it and sort of working out the logistics of stuff. So it's going to be good fun. What have we got to look forward to this week, do you reckon? Before we kind of round the show up? Is there much going on this week?
You can have a catch up this week with the Santa Claus season 2 on Disney Plus. That's on its like 5th episode now. So we're about quite a way through that one now.
There's also Invincible. If anyone's watching Invincible, we're on episode 4 of that now. Episode 4 of season 2, which is just, I'm a huge Invincible fan. We don't really talk about it on the show because I know that Sorrell doesn't watch it. But it's good fun. It's good fun, and there's been some real there's been some real kind of twisty moments in this second series, so it's definitely kept me engaged. And I got my latest delivery from Diamond Select, and I got my Monster Girl. This was a Comic-Con exclusive 2-pack, which for anyone that doesn't know, this is Monster Girl. So basically she turns into this, and she's part of the good guy lineup. But it's cool. There's like alternate heads, alternate hands. Very, very cool figure.
Are you going to be getting the new South Park game?
I don't know, because the animation kind of put me off a little bit.
I don't know. It's coming out. It's only $24.99 to buy as well. It's quite. I don't think it's as big as the other 2 releases they've done.
No.
Seems like a bit of a add-on game almost. But yeah, it's the new one. Snow Day comes out on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I'm tempted. I am tempted. Have you watched the Pandaverse yet?
Yes, I saw Pandaverse.
Yeah, it's funny episode. Funny.
Make sure no things after my dad.
It's just the way that all the handmen become like face astronauts. But yeah, no, I think I will. To be fair, I kind of need something to just kind of like something that doesn't require too much thought, that you can just kind of turn on and turn off and that kind of stuff. New Year's Day, did you say it comes out?
New Year's Eve it comes out. Yeah, it's a weird day. It's the 30th it comes out in England. But yeah, it looks a cool game. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a shout. I'm just
upset that this one's not got a name that's double entendre. It's obviously we had the Stick of Truth, then we had the Fractured Butthole. So it's just Snow Day. Like, oh, come on, Matt and Trey, try harder.
Is there not some kind of hidden meaning behind it? Is there not something?
I'm hoping so. It's got to be.
Yeah, there's got to be something. There has to be something there. Cool. All right, I need to get on and open up this bad boy. This is kind of calling at me. What have you got coming up on your channel? Anything special? Oh, you got your haul video with your blind bag.
Whole video of all the stuff that I picked up. Not just blind bags. There's more than blind bags. Don't you take it?
I know. You know what I mean.
I'm looking behind me. No, there's nothing major going on back here at the minute. Everything's kind of been announced. I've got some cool stuff coming up. I've still got some cool videos coming up, but mainly this week I'm transitioning into Christmas stuff. Because obviously on Friday it's the first. I'm going to be doing a short every single day in December, because I got a thing from my YouTube rep, Camilla, messages saying that they're doing the hashtag Christmas with shorts is going to be the hashtag.
Cool.
And basically they're asking us to post at least one short a day, which I do anyway, really. But I'm going to do a blind bag a day, basically, instead of an advent calendar this year, because I couldn't decide which one to get. So I'm going to do a blind bag a day instead. So I've got 24 individual Christmas blind bags. So I'm going to be doing those. And I'm going to take part in Vlogmas this year as well.
You're doing
which
what?
Is Vlogmas. So you do a vlog every single day in December.
That'd be cool.
So just like what I get up to in a day, filming it every day in December.
Nice.
So I'm going to make it a bit of a video where I'll still put there's still going to be a toy review in there. but surrounded by a bit of vlog of what I get up to in a day, what I do, how I film my videos. Give me a bit of insight and background stuff as well as the video reviews. Basically, I thought it'd be a bit of fun.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. That'd be very cool. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready to do that yet. But I do think the next kind of vlog series I'll do will be when I'm moving my room. I know it's not an original thing, but when we move into a new place and I've got my new room set up, I think I'm going to vlog the whole process of the new room and the setup and everything, and then obviously the displays.
You're going to stand in front of the unit and then click your fingers and then lights appear?
No. I'm going to stand in an empty room, click my fingers, and everything appears. Just take it one step more. But no, I'm planning it all out at the moment, so it's not going to happen overnight, but it's, we need to get into the new property anyway. But I'm very excited because at the moment I'm just kind of like filling it in as it is, as I go, kind of thing. It's just kind of like I've got a bit of an arrangement going on, but it's all kind of prepared for when I get my new setup.
Nice.
Which I'm very excited about. Very, very excited about. Coolio. Cool. Right. I think that's about it for the week. I don't think we've got anything planned as a plus episode. But
no,
if anything
really
does drop,
if anything drops, yeah.
Yep, we will throw in a plus episode. You guys in the chat are all just talking serial killers now, so we're going to leave you to that.
You know what to look in my freezer.
Yep. Everyone's pointing fingers at Shelley, so if something does happen,
I think before we let Jacob and Sorrell near us, we need to ask them how they cook fava beans and ask them where the lotion goes.
Yeah.
Put the lotion in the basket.
I'm just going to bring my DBS out with me. I'm literally going to bring my DBS. Just whenever I go and meet someone. That's at conventions now. Here's my clear DBS.
That's
cool.
No, move on. No, we're not going down this rabbit hole. No. We're leaving that there. I don't want to cancel myself.
Oh, Shelley, my homemade meatballs are the best. Oh, we are leaving it. We are living it. We are leaving it at that.
Get it laminates with wipes clean. Jinko. Oh, dear.
I just got multiple copies so I can get rid of the dirty ones. Oh, mate, you guys in the chat are just you're going off on one now.
Today's show was sponsored by the word serial killers.
Yeah.
And the letter K.
The color red. That's about it. That is it for the week, guys in the chat. Thank you very much, as always, for making it enjoyable. We didn't get to as many comments as we wanted to because half of them on screen aren't clean enough for the screen. But yeah, so that is it. That's Geek Week. Obviously, if you're watching us on recap, join us on a Sunday. Come and jump on board and join us for one of the actual live streams. And if anything happens in a week, we'll pop up with a plus. If not, we'll be back same time next week with another Geek Week. Yeah. So, anything you want to add?
No, definitely not.
Keep it geek, everyone.